to debate with myself.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City Council meeting of May 7th, 2019. If you'd all please rise and join with me. Pledge allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I could get you to please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. You may be seated. I'd like to remind anybody in the audience, if you'd like to participate in the meeting tonight, you'll be given an opportunity to speak before the council if there's anything you'd like to bring to the council, although the council can only listen and cannot answer any questions. You're still welcome to bring anything you would like to the council. If there's anything that you would like to bring up that's on the agenda, you'll have that opportunity when the item is brought forth to the council under the executive review. Start with the roll call of the council. Councilmember Sparks.
Here.
Councilmember Herr.
Here.
Councilmember Wilkie.
Yes, sir.
Councilmember Mont's here. Councilmember Closey. Councilmember Stokes.
Here.
Council Vice President McGee.
Here?
Council President Eaton.
Here.
All right. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of April 16th, 2019.
Mr. Mayor, I'd move to approve the city council minutes of April 16, 2019.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the city council minutes of April 16th, 2019. Is there any public comment? Is there any council discussion?
Call the question.
Having the question been called for, all in favor of approval of the minutes of April 16th, 2019, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried 6-0. Under correspondence, we have none. Council disclosure of ex parte communications. Is there any council member that's had any communication that they weren't able to stay away from by anybody that may have given them more information on any item that's on the agenda tonight that the rest of the council would not have, that you would need to disclose to the council? Please identify yourself. Seeing none, we'll move on to the public hearing. Public hearing is for ordinance number 019-01. This is an ordinance amending Title II, Chapters 2.08, 2.12, and 2.60, 2.64, and 2.67 of the Laurel Municipal Code for the purpose of clarifying that the current city employees are not eligible to serve as members of city committees and commissions or to serve as elected city officers in accordance with Montana law and for other purposes. So I'll open the public hearing. This is the time and place set for the public hearing on the City of Laurel's ordinance number 019-01. An ordinance amending Title II, Chapters 2.08, 2.12, and 2.60, 2.64, and 2.76 of the Laurel Municipal Code for the purpose of clarifying that current city employees are not eligible to serve as members of city committees and commissions or to serve as elected city officers in accordance with Montana law and for other purposes. I'm opening the public hearing. I would first like to ask staff to present the item prior to the hearing of the public comments, which we don't have staff because we've already been through this twice, and it's an ordinance change, so what we've provided you was the change in the ordinance with language that I was asked to provide during the first workshop, after the first workshop on the ordinance change. With that, I will open the floor for public comment. Copies of the rules governing the public hearing have been posted in the city council chambers. So are there any proponents supporting the item? Are there any proponents? Are there any proponents in favor of the ordinance? Are there any opponents opposed to the ordinance? Are there any opponents? Are there any opponents opposed to the ordinance? Since there's no further public comment, I'll ask staff or applicant to respond to any relevant questions or issues that require any explanation or response. Are there any questions concerning the ordinance by the council? And since there were no questions, there was no rebuttal. I will now close the public hearing. Moving on to consent items.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
if I may, I don't know, but I think Mr. Koch wanted to talk as public. Did you not?
In chapter number 7, it says audience participation.
Okay, I thought it was first.
And by the way, it's pronounced Coke.
Coke,
And
sorry.
yes, it's first at workshops and it's later on in the, prior to executive review on the council meetings.
I apologize.
That's fine. As I was saying, next up is the consent items. So is there any separation of the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve the consent agenda of May 7, 2019.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda for April 2019. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Call the question?
Having the question been called for, all in favor of the approving the consent items for April 2019, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, nay. Motion carried 6-0. Under ceremonial calendar, we have a Poppy Day proclamation, which is a proclamation that is typically read by the mayor every year as we approach Memorial Day. I will now read the Poppy Proclamation. So the Poppy Proclamation, whereas America is the land of freedom preserved and protected willingly and freely by citizen soldiers, whereas millions who have answered the call to arms have died on the field of battle, whereas a nation at peace must be reminded of the price of war and the debt owed to those who died in war, whereas the red poppy has been designated a symbol of sacrifice of lives in all wars, and whereas the American Legion Auxiliary has pledged to remind America annually of this debt through the distribution of the memorial flower, therefore I, Thomas C. Nelson of the City of Laurel, County of Yellowstone, Montana, do hereby proclaim this 24th day of May 2019 as Poppy Day and ask that all citizens pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom by wearing the memorial poppy on this day. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause to be affixed the official seal of the City of Laurel, Montana, this 7th day of May 2019. Thank you. Moving on to reports of boards and commissions. which we have none. Next up is audience participation, where anyone in the audience who would like to address the council has 3 minutes to do so. In doing so, the council will listen to what is being delivered to the council, but they will not act on anything. So is there someone who would like to approach the council? Please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Carl with a K, Dan Koch, K-O-C-H. And this is the 3rd year in a row that I've been here to talk to you about a handicap parking. And 3 years in a row, you've done nothing. Absolutely nothing to help solve this problem. First of all, for maybe some of you don't realize it, it's our property. It is not the school's. This is a handshake agreement by the mayor, Mr. Olson, and the school to allow them to use our property for their handicap parking. When I first got into this, nobody bothered to tell me that. So I complained not only to the council, but I also went to board meetings. Basically what happened there in the handshake agreement is, in other words, the school doesn't have a contract, or neither do we, is we'll put down the paving, the millings, and you put down the signs and paint it. And so that's what they did. No really good consideration of anybody else parking there, but that's what they did. They built it. When I first got involved, I wanted to change the parking from being perpendicular to 8th, or the street there, to angles, just like it is in that parking lot over there. Nobody really went along with that or liked it, because I guess it cost a little money to make the change. So then I came up with the idea of bagging the signs during baseball time, because they only need the handicap parking during the 3 months of football and track time. The rest of the time, it's our property, we can't use it other than the handicap. It continued to get worse, with people would park perpendicular to the fence post. And then you couldn't get in or out if you were parked there. I even put signs or a picture in the Outlook to show you guys what it's like. So the very first game I went to the ball game, I had to pull forward and back up about 5 times to even get into the slot. I told my wife, well, I'll just park across the handicap slots, because who cares? 9 cars are parked there, right perpendicular, right into the sign that says no parking anytime. You have to understand that the police cannot give you a ticket for no parking anytime, but they can over there where it says $100. And when I first got into this, there was 36 tickets that year, and the majority of them were on that lot. Well, my whole complaint here is it's our property, and you guys got to do something to help me fix it so we can all use the lot, not just my handicap sticker, which I do have. People from Billings or Columbus or whatever come here to watch a ball game, and they can't park there. They don't know. Well, they didn't know for all those years, even though the school put buses in there, until I got this group here, which her name was Heidi, that's sitting in that chair up there, to get a sign that says this parking lot's handicapped only. Well, that hurt the rest of the people that wanted to park there. I said to Heidi, there's 2 ways to get into that. Why would you buy 1 sign? She said, that's all I'm gonna buy. I said, okay, I'll buy the other one. There's 2 ways in, I'll buy the other one. We'll put one at the other side too. People come both directions, you know. She said she was only gonna buy one, that was up to the school. I said, I'll pay for it. How much? $65. Wrote her a check for $65. A week later, she gave it back to me. I didn't pay for the pole and 2 bolts, a bag of concrete, and the labor to dig the hole. Well, I was willing to do that too. I'm just giving you an idea of what I've been through for 3 years trying to get this thing fixed. And you should all be ashamed, every one of you, for making it our property into just making it a menagerie. I pulled in there the other day, I couldn't even get into one of the spots, and all the people around there, perpendicular to the sign that say no parking. Last year, Markey Guard put up one sign directly in front of where you pull in, and that's where they start parking, perpendicular to the sign. 9 cars, nobody could get into the parking spot for the handicap unless you went down there, turned around, and came back. I'm asking you, I should have started it. I'm asking you, please do something with this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dan. Moving on to scheduled matters. Under scheduled matters, we have item number 8, which is the mayor's appointment of Sean Parkinson to the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department.
Thank you, Mayor,
Chief
council
Peters.
members. I would like to introduce Sean Parkinson. Sean is a 7-year veteran of the fire department, left for a short period, moved to Park City. He is back to stay and would like to rejoin the department. So I would like you guys' blessing of appointing him.
Thank you very much, Chief.
Just on a side note, those service cards that you guys have been sending to the firefighters and EMTs, they really appreciate them. So,
Fantastic.
okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I do too.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the appointment of Sean Peterson to the Laurel Sean Parkinson to the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the mayor's appointment of Sean Parkinson to the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Call the question.
When the question been called for, all in favor of the mayor's appointment of Sean Parkinson to the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, nay. As I assume, motion carried 6-0. Welcome aboard, Sean. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is item 9, which is resolution number R19-13. This is a resolution accepting a bid from First Mark Construction and authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to sign all related documents for the East 6th Street project, City of Laurel, Montana.
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve resolution number R19-13.
Second.
It's been moved and approved to approve resolution number R19-13. Is there any public comment? Is there any council discussion?
Call the question.
Having the question been called for, all in favor of the resolution number R19-13, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried 6-0. Item 10. Item 10 is resolution. It's resolution number R19-14. It's a resolution relating to Special Improvement District number 119, declaring it to be the intent of the City Council to create the district for the purpose of undertaking certain local improvements and financing the cost thereof, and incidental thereto, through the issuance of Special Improvement District bonds secured by the City Special Improvement District Revolving Fund, and establishing compliance with reimbursement bond regulations under the Internal Revenue Code.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution number R19-14.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution number R19-14. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Call the question.
Having the question been called for, all in favor of resolution number 19-14, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried 6-0. Up next is item 11. Item 11 is a resolution. It's resolution number R19-15. It's a resolution to approve a non-exclusive franchise agreement between the City of Laurel and Fat Beam LLC for installation, construction, reconstruction, operation, and maintenance of a fiber optic system within the City of Laurel, Montana.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution number R19-15.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution number R19-15. Is there any public comment? Is there any council discussion?
Call the question.
Having the question been called for, all in favor of resolution number R19-15, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried 6-0. Item 12. Item 12 is ordinance number 19-01. This is an ordinance amending Title II, Chapters 2.08, 2.12, and 2.60, 2.64, and 2.76 of the Laurel Municipal Code for the purpose of clarifying that current city employees are not eligible to serve as members of city committees and commissions or to serve as elected city of officers in accordance with Montana law and for other purposes. Second reading of the public hearing.
Mr. Mayor, I would move that we adopt ordinance number 019-01.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance 19-01. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Call the question.
Having the question been called for and having this be an ordinance whereby council rules under the LMC are required to have a roll call vote. We'll start with Councilmember Sparks.
Aye.
Councilmember Herr.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilkie.
Aye.
Councilmember Monsieur. Councilmember Councilmember Closey. Councilmember Stokes.
Aye.
Council Vice President McGee.
Aye.
Council President Eaton.
Aye.
Having all 6 members of the council present voting aye, the motion is carried 6-0. Items removed from the consent agenda, we have none. Community announcements. Anybody would like to offer any community announcements to be read into the record? May do so. We have none. Next up is council discussion. Council members may give the city council a brief report regarding any committees or groups or anything else that they feel is important for the rest of the council to be aware of. We'll start with Councilmember Sparks.
I don't have any announcements. I have 2 questions that maybe we could put on the workshop for an update. The first is just a question on where we're at with West Railroad. Since our last discussion, it's been, probably a month or so. My other question is, can we get an update on where we're at with the city's new website? And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. We will move those to council workshop. Councilmember Herr.
I have nothing, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Wilkie.
I have nothing at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Stokes.
Yeah, I would like to put on, with the whole parking situation we've had, communities look into this. Can we look into and talk about on the next, putting signs up there for just tow away zone? If you park there, cause I've had to park there, I have my knee replaced, and it is a pain to get in and out with cars parked back there. If you park there, you get towed out. We have paper signs up there, we need to get something there that if you do it, it's wrong and you get yanked out.
And that would be in reference to what Mr. Koch had brought up.
Yes.
I would love to bring that forward to a workshop. We'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
That's it.
Very well. Council Vice President McGee.
Yes, sir. Because of Memorial Day, the next Emergency Services Committee meeting has been moved up to May 20th, that Monday evening at 6 o'clock. If everybody would make note of that, and especially those members, two of which are not present tonight, of Emergency Services Committee, will meet here in council chambers, 6 p.m. on May 20th.
Great.
Thank you.
So noted. We'll make sure that that information is disseminated.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Yep.
that.
You're very welcome.
And that's
Anything
it
else?
for me. Nope, that's it, sir.
Council President Eaton.
Yes, thank you. And also on May 20th at 6 PM in the conference room, there will be the Public Works meeting. And if anyone has anything in addition to our usual agenda that they want to bring forward, please let me know so that we can get that on the agenda. And that was everything I have.
Same time?
Yes, sir.
All right, 5:20 at 6 PM, Public Works. In the council conference room, and the ES will be out here in council chambers, I assume. Anything else?
Yep.
Great. Under mayor updates, I have nothing tonight. Under unscheduled matters, I have nothing. Next up is adjournment.
Mr. Mayor, I would move to adjourn.
Oh,
Yes, Cap-
excuse me.
Can I ask a question?
Let me afford Mr. Cope to ask a quick question here.
When we start the Sixth Street, there will be millings. I would like those millings put down at the parking lot there, if that's acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sure, that can be brought forward to the workshop when that's discussed too.
Thank you.
Under adjournment,
I would move to adjourn this council meeting.
Second.
Yay.
been moved and seconded. Is there any public comment?
Question if you want to.
Any council discussion?
Call the question.
Question been called for adjourn the council meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nay?
Nay.
Motion carried 6-0.
That's very dangerous because
Have a good
there's only
night.
6 of us here.